the.
Make sure you're talking to your mic.
We're back.
We
And we're
could do
patched.
our bag of holding trick.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
So that's what we just come up with too. Is do the bag of holding and use the fire plane, but then we can only take the party in. But then we could hold off people long enough
Yeah, I could
to
be
get
wrong.
the teleporter taken down.
It could be my level in people, but I'm pretty sure it's 5.
So that way we can at least get the big teleporter down. But that still won't prevent like random wizards from being able to teleport in whatever they can carry.
Up to
Well,
8 willing
their
creatures.
own bags of holding with whatever they can carry.
Yeah. And
Up
so,
to what?
8 willing
Up
creatures.
to 8 willing creatures.
What
It's
does
not so
that
bad.
also? Does that apply to creatures in a bag of holding?
Probably.
Yeah.
I want to think that it
Generally, yes.
would. Oh, lame.
They're still people with souls. Most of them.
Depending.
It depends on who you take, I guess. All your current friends, yes.
There's really not a lot of good options. Like, I think that from what we've come up with so far and what we have available, we don't have a lot of really good options.
We're going to the plane of fire.
Yeah, that's the best option. But again,
As you're
many-
as you're kind of war counseling around, some of your friends, some of your NPCs are straight up kind of like, hey, if that's like our best option, maybe today isn't the day. Maybe we let the orcs harass and harry it, and it kind of opens up some of that traveling into the deep Mad King's lands. But maybe today is not the day that you take the tower.
How many people can be teleported with a god token?
One.
How about for 2 god tokens?
Like 4.
Anybody got another god token?
Zelly did.
I didn't start play with any.
Those are all gone.
Because I've got 2 god tokens.
They came in the night.
So
Right. But again, just getting the party in isn't going to be enough to take down the tower. And then just taking out the teleporter isn't going to be enough to be able to keep other people from teleporting in. So we still won't be able to starve them out. I mean, we could try to just take the tower with the party. It might be a bad time.
because my thought right now,
Make sure you speak into your mic.
yeah, my thought right now is if we have us up harassing the top of the tower, again, like I said, what we have normally been doing that has worked semi well is have us attacking the top while forces attack the bottom. And then they have to choose to either divert resources to try to stop us or divert resources to try to stop the army moving in. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Was this the tower that, like, this is the one that was linked to the Waygate in the Wizard Tower, right, at Fort Resort?
You can assume so.
Okay. So
But-
that means, like, Chance is there, too, and I'm just, like, out of character. We're not ready for that. A little bit of bad luck is just not our day, man.
You
It's the
have
last
had
thing we
you
need.
have had now, like, professionally 2 run-ins with Gwen, the Magister there, and they have not historically gone great for you.
I don't know what she's talking about. Last time I met her, I slit her throat.
We're also not at our full strength. Your weapons are fucked. Your weapon is fucked. My weapon is fucked.
The Orcish war party is pretty greatly diminished.
This just may not be our time.
All
And
right.
Shoot, the Huntresses are down to like less than a third of what they were beginning this.
So then do we just completely raise Fort Resort and then head back home?
You want to raise it instead of keeping it as a strong point? Actually, now that I think
Is
about
there
it,
enough of it left to keep as a strong point?
now that I
The
think
orcs don't
about it,
really utilize strong points.
yeah, and if we were to raise it, then that would prevent them from taking it back and getting that strong point back.
Yeah.
It'll just
Hmm.
leave the hole in the wall.
So do you want to like leave Shovel Knight behind to really like make sure the tunnels are gone,
Yeah.
make sure the trenches are gone, make sure the walls are packed in
Yeah,
to the earth and are done?
Yeah, I think that'd be
Yeah.
smart.
He's more than willing to hang back and do that. He loves that work.
Yeah.
He just
And
loves
then-
playing with dirt.
The only
He's
issue
got his
is,
little
I
Tonka
don't
truck out.
see, even if we go back to bronze, we don't have any good solutions to come back. Like, we don't have anything in
Yet.
bronze that's going to help us take this.
No solutions yet.
That is true. You do have to, maybe pick something else.
Yeah. Make some more friends, pick other targets.
And there are, of course, pretty much directly west of the Lone Tower, miles and miles west, is where Leadshire was, and you guys have captured and are, relatively holding that. The Lone Tower really isn't stopping anybody but the en masse orcs from flooding into the territory. You guys could just go to the territory you've already taken and just head west towards Ironshire and Silvershire.
My main wanting to get rid of Lone Tower is if we can remove Gwen from the equation, that will certainly be helpful because, to the best of our knowledge, she's the head of the monstrosities and magisters. So getting her out of the picture would be great, and also, Aluma is still being held at
Yes.
that tower.
Which was the main
Presumably
goal
at that
this whole
tower.
time, was-
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You do know for a fact at that tower.
Yeah. Because we
and that's why we wanted
pretty
to come
much
do
got
this
rid-
so fast, was
yeah.
before they could move her again.
well, not even necessarily before they move her again, because we
Before
greatly
they
reduced
use her.
Yeah, we greatly reduced her power.
Yes.
So we've reduced her usefulness to them, which is why we wanted to go after them so quickly.
So if we take a couple weeks and go back to bronze and then come back, it's just, I say we just chuck it in the fucking bucket and we fucking go in. And you can spend your couple of god tokens to ask a god to fix your flail if that's one of the big concerns.
What have the dwarves been up to in all of this? They have any tech that could be good for leveling towers?
Yeah, they fucking do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's like their whole fucking shit. They have tanks,
And
Yeah.
we're really close to them, aren't we?
so to speak. Yeah.
In fact, you've taken out one of the only forts standing between the Iron Mountains and the Lone Tower.
Okay. So
But how long is it going to take them to get that here?
let's find out. Give them a call and ask.
That's on you. We don't know the dwarves.
I do.
Yeah, you
I'm sure I
start
know a dwarf.
you start making a couple calls across. Of course, your boy Gantu, your representative, is here.
Yeah.
You make a couple contacts and stuff. They're not necessarily ready to mobilize, but they do have some rather excitable units that would be willing to get up and go despite not having kind of like the full backing of the Dwarfish army. The big thing with the Iron Mountain Dwarves is that they're big pieces, but they tend to move slow because they
A lot of
like to have kind of like
bureaucracy.
that whole. They like to have the whole kingdom kind of behind them when they make a move.
So how quickly can
Not
we
a democracy, a bureaucracy.
That's what I said.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought you said
Yeah.
democracy.
No, a lot of paperwork.
Yeah.
how quickly can we get tower busters in here?
If they come down through the Great Plains, kind of the safe route, go down the bottom side of the Great Divide and come up and around through, maybe a week. If you could get rid of Fort Lead, is the name of the other fort that's at the base of the Iron Mountains, further north than what the Sport Talent Kids camp was, Fort Forgotten. If you can delay, destroy, or protect the column as they move along up top there, it'd be 2-3 days.
They wouldn't be expecting us to skip a fortress. You go skip the tower and go to Fort Lead.
So we just go start destroying that right now.
Yeah.
War.
Because the next thing they're gonna be like, all right, well they're right next to this fucking tower. They're gonna go there. It would throw them off completely just to go flip them off on the way
Play
by.
checkers, you skip it.
Yeah.
Checkers, not chess, baby.
As we do a flyby, I don't know how well I'm not familiar with ghost lights, but if I can control them really well, I would love to do a middle finger and ghost lights.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Rule of cool, it has no real effect. You flip off the tower.
Yeah. I hope.
I guess
Gwen is
okay. I guess the big question is you're not in view of the tower right now. You are many miles away. So do you just send it as like a symbolic thing for the orcs to see, or do you want to travel a couple of miles into the woods and like get a look at the lone tower from below and then cast your spell at it?
I don't want to be close enough that the ship can take any damage, so I don't.
Excellent call.
Go to one. Yeah.
I was gonna blast you out of the fucking sky if you said yes. Blow that piece of junk out of the sky.
So is that what we're doing? We're skipping over
Yeah.
the tower and hitting the other fort.
And then hoping that you can have the trifecta of the guys. And even further, you've got the Blood Bear tribe. You got Issa's tribe, who Issa's been hanging out with here right now as well. So you get him with all 4 of the tribes plus you guys.
I like that plan.
There is, as you guys are kind of talking around and radioing about with this, you do get an intercepting call from Raymond. He very much wants to be part of the liberation of Fort Lead.
All right.
He has great personal standing with it.
All right.
him.
As long as
Colin.
we have somebody else that can run things there, then I see no reason why not.
Did we tell him that Grognug's dead?
He knows.
You know.
Do we?
None of you told him probably, but he knows.
do we
Jimmy's very
have-
good at relaying information.
Thank
How,
God.
how long travel is it going to take to get us to Fort Lead?
A little more than a day. You're looking 3 days.
Okay. In that case,
I guess your ship's a little faster. 2 days.
in that case, then, because you have teleport, right?
Mhm.
If we get Raymond teleported in, and then, you'll be able to get that spell slot back by time for the actual fight.
Yeah.
You just give me the meeting point, and because then I don't even have to change the spells too much. I can just teleport one day, teleport us back the next day. Because I can only use that spell twice a day.
Just use it twice in the one day and then sleep on the ship.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh, yeah, because I can just cast it on him from afar.
No.
Okay, so then
That's only with the mage maps, which Finn has some mage maps, but he does not have those powerful ones with him,
so then it would take
So he can't
at
conduit
least
for you.
3 casts because I'd have to go there, teleport him, and then teleport myself.
No, you can teleport him with you. You teleport him with you.
It's one
Okay.
willing subject.
It
Yeah.
is one willing
Okay.
subject. So yeah, you can take him with you.
Cool.
Yeah, if you feel the need to send an NPC back to make sure that things are ran, you probably, the only logical thing would be to switch him out with Jimmy. Just because Jimmy runs not quite bronze, very similar way for you guys.
Yeah, I feel like that wouldn't be a bad idea considering the fact that the ship's pretty much out of commission.
The ship, Jimmy's not going to be shooting arrows from the ship for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, so we can send Jimmy back and bring in Raymond.
I
Yeah.
also don't want to fly the ship anywhere near airspace where they could see it. Because
Take
don't
more
know
of
we're
the
coming.
straight northward, low along the plains, and then do a quick cut up over the cliff.
well, I was thinking we just roll up with the army on the ground, not even flying the ship near, because that way when we just appeared, we're like, fuck you.
Okay, it would.
We fly too
Yeah,
close-ish.
You
and
fly
then,
to the base of the Iron Mountains and then walk with the dwarves
yes.
in.
Okay.
That way they have no
Uh,
idea we're coming.
Other NPCs then. So you're gonna bring Raymond in. You of course got Mark. You keeping Ollie on the crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure she wants to stay.
Gantu, you leaving him with the orcs or you taking him with you?
Well, he's the dwarf representative. So I
He
think
is your
should
representative
probably
with the
come.
dwarves.
Probably take on too.
Shovel Knight's staying, as you had said. That leaves Frida, Derek.
I want to take Derek so that over the few days he can do that.
Oh, it's
Mhm.
multiple
In-depth.
willing creatures touched.
I want to take Derek so that over these 3 days of travel we can
Mhm.
figure out what's going on with my magic
Frida, just keep her around anyway too.
if she wants to.
She's willing. She's broken up, but
That's what I'm asking. Like, if not that you're willing, do you want to go?
she of course wants to go. She just is an emotional wreck as well.
Okay.
So she might not be the most helpful NPC in the world to you.
Bad for morale. You should send her back.
And lastly, Adora, the bard.
Thoughts on actually taking Adora with us into combat and getting bard buffs?
If she dies, none of us are super attached to her.
Jesus fucking Christ!
You know what? You're right. Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Oh,
These
you
are-
have strong attachable feelings to
These are
Aurora?
all our friends.
Adora, it's just too close for him. You know?
She did help you liberate all those sport talent kids too. She was a very active part in that.
She was.
Can you bring the fire elemental back from bronze? I got business.
The what?
Issa's fire elemental, Issa's little fire sprite.
No.
I forgot that thing. I was really confused. I'm like,
You're like,
And I'm pretty sure
I
that is with
guess.
East.
yeah.
No, Issa
No, he
left
left it?
her in
Okay.
bronze.
Then yeah, sure, whatever. So yeah, bring Adora.
Cool.
Mark obviously.
Yeah.
It's always a given.
Ship's outfitted, but there's nobody else like from town. You don't have a huge rogues gallery anymore to pull from, but
Yeah.
you could call upon Delmar. You could call upon Talion. They're both still around. The Great Druid Tim's around.
Is
Velios is gone.
is Talion gonna be?
That was the secret weapon we needed for the tower. The great druid.
the fucking
Tim.
wild card that nobody can predict.
They can't stop me because
Issa's
I
hanging out
don't
with
know
his
what
tribe
I'm
because
doing.
Donald moved away. Issa's responsible father of his people now.
Yeah, we can't phone a friend, East.
You can on light occasion, but in this situation, it would be best to leave him with his tribe, who are going to be soft mobilizing into the territory past the Lone Tower. You know,
would Talion be really any use without the ship?
if he's unconscious,
We could arrange that.
I mean, like if there's space, I guess there's no reason not to bring him.
Other than what we had said last time, which was leaving some cool people in
Yeah.
defense.
the reason why you had left him behind originally was in defense of bronze. But if you feel like you're mobilizing fast enough and striking hard enough, the odds of a counterattack do shrink.
Yeah, I think in that like
Do they?
Well, they've got a lot of territory to push through before they get to bronze.
yeah,
Depending on
So,
who
like,
it is that pushes.
Hopefully, someone
we
would see
just-
this unit before they get there.
You do have
Yeah.
a lot of huntresses in the general woods of the totality of your territory now.
yeah, because we did
So you do have a good early warning system set up.
hit Port Resort. They'll be expecting us to hit Lone Tower. We're gonna be moving around, hitting another fort. I feel as if the forces on the Legion wall are spread incredibly thin at the moment to stage a counterattack.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we take Delmar
Belmar or Talion?
or Talion.
Yeah.
'Kay.
How many thunderstones did I find? By the way? gonna
Is
be
there like a
important.
number you got your heart set on?
Not really. Just like,
Well,
Yeah, you want a
Cool.
dozen?
yeah, dozen's good. Cool dozen. They're important.
All right, you guys spend a little bit of time. You reorganize with the orcs. They're disappointed that you're not going to hit the tower with them, but this war party is already geared up. They're not going to stop. they're going to go do a strike and fade like they usually do, see if they can't, get some cool shots in, bloody their nose, and then they'll pull back to now their new war camp area, which is here, the old fort. Issa's tribe has a general plan to make it to Bronshire. They still want to make it to Bronshire. They think they're going to take this attack on the Lone Tower and just kind of move underneath it and get into the territory. So they might just meet you back at Bronze, or they might stay in the area and help with the total siege of the Lone Tower when you guys are ready, if your plans move as fast as you think they're going to move. And you set off on the ship. You got 2.5-ish days here on the ship. You're going to have Derek keep checking you out.
Yeah, because he said that a day wouldn't be long enough. Maybe 3 will.
Yeah. Immediately on the second day, he gets very concerned as your magics have changed again. And on the third day, it happens as well. He does not understand what's happening. Some days, the magics within you, your ties to your magical power, are stronger. Sometimes they are weaker. And every time they look different.
Is this something that, until we get a firmer grasp on it, would you advise against me using my sport talent, or do you think it's fine?
He's your doctor, so he's always going to advise caution.
Okay.
But you feel fine.
In that case, we'll do another little look-see on the day of the siege, see what it looks like, and I'll make a decision then.
Okay. You do also, over the course of these couple of days, get a couple different call-ins from Lisa. She is still scouting for talent. She's found lots of helpful people. She has found lots of good people. But she knows that right now the totality of your party is consistent of Godwoken and psychopathic kids that you've just so happened to take a really good liking to. And so she's not necessarily like recommending people directly for you guys. She's sending people to Bronze and to not quite Bronze to help shore up defenses, to help build things,
That's fine.
be specialists and stuff. But she is currently working very hard on a couple promising candidates, hoping that she can get in contact with the right people and make the right introductions.
All right, well, hopefully something good comes of it.
Yeah, hopefully. Talion's super stoked that you brought him.
Sure he is.
He thanks you very drunkenly. Other than that,
gaming 2 days early.
Raymond is just like, he's got this stoicism to him like you haven't seen. Normally he's a little bit more friendly and boisterous, but he is like dialed and focused. And you get almost like a hint of resentment on his face when you see him.
I'll bite. I'll ask him what's his deal with Fort Lead.
It was my domain. The whole surrounding area was my charge and my family's responsibility when we were still loyal to the king and royalty. But when the fort went under construction, the king took it away from me and subjugated my people to build that godforsaken place.
Well, it'll be damn good to get it back.
It's going to be damn hard to get it back. It's built specifically against Dwarfish invasion, as they knew that was the only realistic avenue. Squat, low thing. Harsh sloped walls. Excruciatingly thick.
But they're not ready for a Halo drop.
Yeah, and honestly, like, yeah, the dwarves are going to be here assisting us taking it out, but the main attack is going to be coming from us and the orcs, so that's
I think that'll help.
beneficial. Anything in particular we need to worry about there? Any, I don't know, giant constructs that are going to fuck our day up?
They do utilize constructs, but not as the dwarves do. It's going to be much more of what you're used to seeing, conventional iron golems, things of that nature.
Gross.
And I only request of you that I get the captain.
By all means.
I mean, I'm not gonna wait for him. If he's not there when the captain's ready to die, he's not there. Right? Like,
You can easily hold him until Raven gets there.
Maybe.
maybe, yeah. What if I can?
What if it's another porcupine? What if it's a hippopine?
What if what always happens when anybody casts Hold Person and they break out either that round or the next round?
It is the unfortunate reality that hold person is best used against like big centerpiece single fight bosses, with the added tragedy that by the inherent nature of being a big single target boss,
They're always gonna break out.
that they have good bonuses to saves expressly for that purpose. Because it wouldn't be much of a boss fight if you held person and then I let you guys just wail on them for 11 rounds until they were dead.
No, but like
And they
3 would be
stood there.
cool.
It's up to the dice.
Bullshit.
I made stats for like a lot of these things fucking years and years ago, man. At this point, it's up to the dice.
All right. Well,
And everyone knows Ian's paint dice are loaded. So
If they're loaded, it's not my fault as well because I didn't buy them. At this point, I exclusively all but my my red D6s. Those are the only dice that I've ever like gotten for. Those are the only dice left that I've gotten for myself that I still roll and use.
so what I'm hearing is we buy Ian a set of dice
loaded the wrong way.
loaded the wrong way. You only roll nat ones.
It's gotta be something simple like sevens.
It'd be
know?
great.
Right.
I could be very tactful in how I utilize those.
You have to give him a set of D6s that only roll like 2s.
Oh, it's time for Mark to roll a saving throw. Oh, thanks for buying me these dice, guys.
Listen, we don't tell him that they're
Stop.
loaded.
There's a 3D print this morning that was a D20, but it was all ones except for one slot, which was the 20. It's
Yeah.
the all or nothing die.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm gonna need
Nice.
that.
PJ, they ran into the Crocodile Magister.
Did we kill that one?
Had it? No.
No.
No, he lived. As far as you know,
All right.
he'll be back.
As far as we know, all of them still technically lived.
No, you know for an absolute fact that you got the Rhino.
Yeah.
And
'Cause he just brings them back whenever he fucking wants.
Catboy. Catboy's gone.
Yeah, he wasn't a Magister. The cat guys
Got
like
Got it.
Lorenzo and stuff. Those are tier 2 monstrosities. You got your tier 1 monstrosities, which are like the apes with the skulls and the devil dogs, that are just kind of like relatively mindless beasts that are just powerful constructs. You got the tier 2, which are weak humanoid mutants, like the cat guys, like the bear guy in the Inua Auk that picked up Itzeli and ran with her and then just put her down and was like, I can't fight you, so then he ran off.
Coward.
He's like, welcome to like 3 miles down the road, goodbye. You know? Then you got the tier 3 magisters, which are like the rhino. You could assume the elephant and the hippo were in that kind of tier 3 category, where they are sentient, they're in control of their actions, but they don't really speak necessarily. And then from there, you have heard of monstrosities that are fully capable of speech and fully talk. You got a little bit of that with the porcupine just last session. And then you do know that they were working on a 5th tier,
Which is why we need to kill Gwen.
which is why you need to kill Gwen.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
I forgot one thing as you guys are getting ready to leave Fort Resort and fly out, Thymea. You hear just the smallest voice call out to you. And it is not your familiar, not your friend. Hey, hey, you.
Hey, you
No, I'm
guys.
down here. Look over this way.
Hello?
You look down and you see sitting on the ground this little purpley worm. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I've been hanging out in this area for a while. Are you guys leaving?
I mean, not right this second.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hitchhike. Could I get a ride with you? Do you
No.
want to be friends?
I mean, I'd love to be friends, but no, you can't ride with me.
Why not?
Because ass, grass, or cash, man. Like, that's what my daddy always
one
said.
rides for free.
When I was
Concerned that your
burrowing
father
around,
said that.
I found a gem.
Oh, okay.
It's magic.
Oh. Where is it?
I could dig it back up for you.
Please, for the love of God, clarify with the party.
Are you guys around?
You're the only one that knows of the purple worms anymore.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. But yeah, we
They're
haven't left yet.
generally around, but it's not like they're standing next to you.
I mean, cool. Yeah, go dig it down.
Yeah,
You're having
yeah.
a conversation with yourself right now.
The worm disappears for a very short while. It seems to move very quickly through the ground. And as it returns, you see next to it in the earth when it pops up this little almost translucent gem makes its way out, and it just, you can feel the magical energy.
With a 17 perception, do I notice
Now you're
the
busy.
mage? Damn it.
You're a busy boy.
I mean, that is payment. What are you? And like, do you?
I don't really know what I am. I was born, I'm sure. I don't remember it.
Most people don't.
I was released with a bunch of my brothers and sisters, but I just kind of go around. I haven't seen any of them in a while. We just kind of spread out. I don't know. Didn't feel like staying in one place. Sometimes I'll just cling on to one of the big beasts that run around, and sometimes I'll talk to somebody, and a lot of people ignore me. A lot of people try to step on me. You know how it is. I've been learning.
Scale of 1 to 10. How gross is this thing?
It doesn't look really gross. It's not like slimy looking or anything like that. I mean, you know, worms are always kind of odd,
That's fair.
but
Yeah,
you know, no eyes or teeth or anything like that you see.
I put my backpack down on the ground. Climb on in there.
Thank you. I'm excited to see where you take me. And he crawls in.
Pick up this fucking gem.
Yeah. It is a gem of wondrous power, 3rd level.
Sick.
Yeah. You guys land just at kind of the base of the Iron Mountains. I mean, these things are impossibly big. You've never once seen anything like these mountains. They are so tall that clouds break against them.
Well, aren't the people who live here tiny? What sense does that make?
Sorry, try again.
Such big hills for such little legs.
Oh, wait. Do you guys are purple hitchhikers a thing here? Have you guys like
Purple hitchhikers? What are you talking about?
hitchhikers and they're purple and they're
Yeah,
small?
Nat 1 knowledge history.
How small?
Bruh, what?
This guy. And I hold my back. Show the party.
You open your bag to show the party?
Yeah.
Yeah, you look into the bag. What is your touch AC?
$14, Ian.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, you lean your head down and in, and you just hear this, and something purple and small leaps out at incredible speed, and it's in your nose. Oh God, it's in your nose.
Do I have time to react?
You got time now that it's in your nose. Maybe. What do you do?
Like, is it like how far into said nose?
Oh, she's balls deep, baby.
Okay, but like still in nose, not further.
Eh, the tail end of it is still in nose, at least.
Shoot it, shoot it, shoot it. Turn on your invincibility and fucking Kurt Cobain.
Holy shit. So, God fucking damn it, there's not.
I can explode your head.
That one. Do that.
It's the beginning of combat. You're at half hit points anyway.
Jesus. So like it's already basically burrowed into my fucking brain.
It's very close. I'm giving you an action.
Enable your invincibility before it can start eating into you.
If I just fully smash myself in the face
Gonna push it in deeper, buddy. What?
in an attempt to kill it before it gets further.
Like you want to just full break your nose into nothingness.
Yes.
Like against a rock.
Yes.
Is he the only one reacting, or since it jumped out of my bag, do I have?
I'll give you a reaction as well.
Cool. I Isis burst, and all enemies are stunned.
Yeah. Yeah, you do an Isis burst as this thing's crawling up your nose. Oozle's like mid headbang towards a rock. There's a brilliant pop of light. And roll. You don't have to roll the hit, but give me damage. What do you want?
How hard are you doing it?
If-
What's your conviction
If
like?
this stunned works,
You know what? I want you.
6 rounds, buddy. Figure this shit out.
I desire you to give me an effort level
I
Full
can
effort. I
in
know.
hit points.
I know what this thing is.
Like you
so
want to drop yourself to 0 hit points.
in order to stop this thing, I'm willing to do so, yes.
Okay.
I could just channel negative energy and kill it. You don't have to do this.
Then fucking do something.
It jumps up into his nose and it was just like fuck and turns around and just full cartoon ostrich just plants his face into the stones nearby. There's an explosion. You immediately pass out.
There's a purple worm thing in his head. It went up his nose. I can.
Derek's around, please.
How many hit points is that to 0 for you?
I mean, do you want to put this as a combat, or
You don't have to
Since-
utilize glass cannon since it's just
I mean, in that
Straight hit
case,
point
in that
reduction.
case, my max HP is 172, so that's where I'd be.
172 points of damage in one round right to your own face. Fantastic. Them pearly whites are never going to look the same, bud. Yeah, Oozle has smashed his head and like blood, bone chunks, flesh gush out, and he just goes limp. You think he might have just killed himself doing this?
Yeah, I'll do a heal check.
You run up and
26.
there's a pulse, but it's weak.
Nice. Okay.
You had cast your Radiant Burst, round 2 into this. Thymea, anything.
How do we tell if it's alive or not inside of his brain?
You like pick him up and it's just gore.
Carnage.
His face is annihilated. Derek is rushing from the ship, like
He's
you
not gonna make it.
was
though.
taking
Right.
small time unloading, and now this fat friar looking guy is just like, oh shit.
I mean, I guess I could just start poking around in his nose, but
What nose?
yeah,
You roll him over. Everything is lumpy, broken. You do
Yeah.
see, of course, where his nose was. There's flesh and stuff.
we'll just
You start like picking in, and
go up the nose. This isn't magic school bus, PJ.
You
Okay?
give a
We
little-
can't just...
give a little explorative finger. Your fingers absolutely fit up his
Yeah,
nose.
yeah.
Yeah, you poke around. There's a lot of squishy
There's
things
a lot
in
of
there.
something in it. Yeah.
There's a lot of something in there, and you pull out, and there's a lot of blood on your finger. Like
Ew. I'll give it a cautious pulse of negative energy just to make sure,
yeah.
and we'll exclude Oozle self from this. 17.
17 points of damage.
Yeah. I think it's a will save.
170. You have a thought.
Got a thought quick.
Thunk.
Well, it's round 2.
Yeah.
It's my turn on round 2. We got 4 more rounds. It's okay. We'll figure this out. I produce Gecko,
Yeah.
and I send Gecko in to eat the bug.
That do be how
Oozle,
geckos
you
work.
find yourself sitting in your grandmother's house. She's just served tea. It's been a long week of training with many of your family members and many other special operators. And you're finally home, rewarded for the first step of you taking over truly your family's line, your family's purpose. And you can't stop sneezing. It's like she's put pepper in your tea. Something's weird. You're finding yourself struggling to breathe, like allergic reaction amount of pepper. And she
I'll bring
and
it back
all
in a
of your
second.
uncles and aunts and cousins are just surrounding you like, hey buddy, you okay? You're getting pats on the back as you're wheezing and gagging.
Yeah, I'm fine. Never felt better.
You just like sit up and try to put on a stoic face. Meanwhile, Belrune, you unleash a little pulse of negative energy, and immediately Thymea just like puts her hand down to Oozle's just shattered skull.
No, your fingers are too big. It's not gonna.
And this little gecko comes out of her sleeve, looks up at her. I got it, boss. And
Go, Sobek, go!
plops down onto Oozle's face and just starts unleashing this tongue of fury up into the collapsed nostril that you were probing, and starts coming out with product.
You just call that gecko Sobek, like the god?
That's his name.
Yeah, that's my name. You don't hear this.
Yeah, he just
The gecko does like turn and look at you though. He licks one of his eyes and then goes back and starts just hungry hipposing
disgusting.
Oozle's nostrils. Round 3, Derek makes his way over and kind of like shoves his way through. He's like, "What happened?"
Don't heal him yet.
There was a purple worm thingy. It asked me for a ride. I put it in my backpack, and then I asked the party what it was, and then it jumped in his nose, and he panicked and started bashing his head into the ground.
Derek knows what these purple worms are because one of them was in Nvidia's head.
He absolutely does, but he's taken aback for a second. He's just like, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" And it seems like
Actually,
gears
that was
are
a pretty
turning.
accurate rundown of the events.
Gears are turning. He's like, "Oh shit." And he has just this side pouch. He goes into it and unrolls just these surgical tools. And he goes, "Well, thanks for knocking him out, I guess." And
He
starts
did it to himself.
he brushes Sobek away. And he's like, "Excuse me, sir," and cuts Oozle's nose open and starts performing surgery right then and there with you guys around. You leave it to Derek.
I'm
Sure.
not walking away.
You
But-
just watch.
Yeah.
Quick fortitude saving throws from you guys. You've done a lot.
I'm not watching.
Yeah,
This is
okay,
fucking
good
gross.
call.
I stick my finger in there already. I'm already a little queasy.
21.
21. You don't get overwhelmed by just like the thorough nastiness of this situation, but boy, it's gross. Blowing that guy's head up, you had like 20-foot distance. It was the heat of the moment kind of thing.
Right, it
You
was
had some
pink mist,
adrenaline.
right?
It was
Like-
just some pink mist and a little bit of chunkies. This is like you can see and understand what these pieces are.
Yeah.
Uzel, you're never going to be able to smell the same again. Derek is able to successfully remove this ruptured tube of purple flesh. And there is some green goo. A lot of it's mixed with your blood at this point, but the worm is out.
Cool.
As the dwarves are showing up, and they're like, "Hey, we're here to meet with Uzel," and everybody's kind of like, "Well, hold on a second. Let's." Gontu goes and kind of runs some interference as Derek uses like all of his magic for the day to reconstruct your fucking face.
And Frida as well. She's there.
Yeah, Frida actually is probably better at it at this point than Derek is. Yeah. He needs to cast like specific spells. She just really needs to touch you and focus power. So he leaves it to her. You find your face like eyelids reform. You had like eyeballs destroyed. Shit was bad.
You no longer have 20/20 vision. Like,
You come back, it feels off. It feels like, there's like pathways in your nose. Your sinuses are just never going to be the same again. But they got the worm.
Cool.
hey,
Awesome.
we got the thing.
Derek
I'm
has it in a
glad.
little jar. He's like, do you want it?
No.
Sobek wanted to
anything-
eat it.
If anything,
He
study it so we
tucks it
can
away.
figure out more about these things.
Ah, sorry.
Don't fucking talk.
For the gecko.
Well, how was I supposed to know?
You
He
do
was
have
so polite.
one other issue from your understanding with the worms. Now it knows. It has found you again.
Yep. Cool.
So what's the deal with the worms? Why are they looking for you?
They came from, I guess, a magister or something that was with the sport talent kids. He sent him out, and he's a fucking problem. And now he knows where we are. Again.
Funny that we just explained all the tiers of magisters. Welcome to tier 5, the worms.
Hell yeah.
Well, carry on, I guess.
You guys meet with the dwarves. Their captain, whose name is unimportant, Thrand. Fuck it. Shakes your hands, talks a little bit of battle plans. He seems to be more of the opinion that you guys are going to hit the fort and not even necessarily take it, but just run interference while they sneak by through the woods to hit the lone tower.
That's
Because this fort was built to be dwarf proof.
yeah.
and
That's more or less
this
the
captain's
plan.
opinion of it is that it is exactly that.
Yeah, that's more or less the plan. If on your way by you can, I don't know, shell inside of the fort, that'd be great. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's more or less the plan. Chances are
they're
we
gonna
will-
be unsupplied once they pass this zone. They can't get resupplied for ammunition and stuff
in that case just
in the
save
same
it.
way.
In that case, just save it
Yeah.
for the tower.
There are magical means through teleportation for recharge for bringing back ammunition. It is not the same as just having a bog standard classic supply line. So yeah, this armored column, if you do want them to utilize some of their ammunition, they're willing. They'll use it on what you tell them to. They're here to help you. They're here for your support. But realistically, if you really want this mission to go well, they should save it for the lone tower.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and save it there. With the orcs coming in and the huntresses just running interference in just the surrounding woods, I think that'll be fine. Chances are, with the way that we do things, I guess the plan is just to take or destroy the fort while we're here. But yeah, we'll leave the dwarves to make their way towards
To
the tower.
just move.
Yeah.
Focus on mobility. All right. Yeah, they gear up their column. They get, it's their tanks just by factor of how kind of life works. It's a little easier if they turn turrets around backwards and really focus on driving and yada yada whatever.
Is there anything?
They don't charge the magical cannons. They put more of the magical energy into the transport capabilities.
Is there any way that we can like shield the dwarves from sight as they move past? That way the lone tower doesn't know that we have something that can
We can
actually hit it
cast
hard.
obscuring mist.
You guys could do a little bit of obscuring mist. You could utilize a little bit of kind of both. You could send like a Derek gone to Mark kind of thing with the column, and they could utilize some basic obscuring spells, some obscuring mist style things, some illusions to make the forest look thicker in front of them kind of deal. And then you could, from the opposite end, take like Italian and Adora and make one hell of a fucking distraction on the other side of the fort.
I say we do both.
Okay.
Because I think our best method for success will be having the lone tower not know that we have the dwarves coming.
Yeah.
So I think both of those will be wise.
So then if we're sneaking the dwarves past, and then we're gonna send the majority of our badass party with them, then would it be more wise to not try to actually take this fort and just hit and run it?
The reality is that you might not take the fort, but Raymond wants to be here at least for heavy damage.
Okay. So we'll
And
just
so it would
fuck up as
behoove
much as we
you,
can, and
know,
if we have to leave.
even with kind of that split that you're looking at, that still leaves you with like Raymond and Alia is kind of like the main NPCs for the fight. And shoot, that's a powerful duo. You guys are
Yeah.
not going to have any problems messing up some stuff and causing some mayhem physically
Okay.
with you guys and them. Now, if you further go into split where like you two decide to prepare a whole bunch of obscuring mist spells for the day, re-prepare your spells and shit, and you go hiding the armor column and leave realistically like a Raymond, Alia, and Oozle just to be the loud guys with Italian and Adora in back making the real earth-shattering distraction. Your combat prowess does drop off significantly.
Okay.
So I think that with the split that we currently have, I think the dwarves will be obscured enough to where they don't know that they're moving through. They don't know that that's the actual plan. And like you said, we hit the fort, and then depending on how it goes, we pull out if we need to. Because we also have orcs with us as well.
How about I just waltz in the front door?
Go for
Right?
it.
Hear me out.
No,
Yeah?
no need to hear you out. Go for it.
I mean, they don't know me. I'm just some guy, right?
Just some guy.
I'm
They
just a lonely
realistically don't know
cleric
me.
looking
Raymond
for...
recommends that he marches up to the front gate and demands a duel.
I like that idea too.
Says the coward would never do it.
Yeah, he definitely wouldn't. You would be blown to smithereens on the spot.
No, I'd be fine. She's a bitch.
Who is she? If
his
we're
ex-wife.
I
taking
was saying, is it
on
an X?
this fort, like maybe spill the deets, my guy. Like we're friends.
Yeah, no, we were married a long time ago. She sold out our land. She signed the contracts with the king. She's the one that got this fort constructed, said it was for our future, but we didn't get to run it. Or at least that's what I was told. Turns out she got to run it. And when I found that out, I took my people and left after what she began doing.
So I guess we should.
She's no fighter or anything. She's just a bitch with a business degree.
given this new information, are you trying not to kill her, or
Oh God, yeah. No, what are you talking about? Of course.
like, of course, not kill her?
No, the Fox of Iron has no wife now.
Okay, cool. All right, game plan set.
What plan?
The plan we just established.
I only heard like 3 people mention this plan.
Okay,
You have
have- we
one
have
team with the
Mar-
dwarves doing obscuring.
Yeah,
you have
so
one
that
team
part,
making a big
yes.
noisy distraction,
That
and then you
part,
have a
yes.
combat crew.
and then we have us moving on the fort to attack.
Okay, sorry. Yes,
That's
that is
the part I
plan.
missed. Yeah, it was
But
the
what are
us
we
part.
actually doing while moving on the fort? What is that plan? Are we just walking up to the front door? Like, what are we doing with that? All of the dwarf stuff, check.
Okay, so we have the orcs coming in as well. I think there's nothing stopping us from a frontal assault.
We walk in the front door. I love this plan.
Great.
Yeah, and if you wanted to do your plane shifting thing to get us inside and do our typical hit them from 2 sides.
We can. I was just gonna walk in.
Have you ever tried just walking onto a military base?
I got contacts. I know people.
You don't.
My church is very neutral in this war. They
that,
were up
that
until
is
very recently.
that is true.
All right,
Yeah,
if you
just up
want to
until
go with
a
that
month
plan,
or
go
two
with it.
ago.
Well, let's run it.
I just, it's
It could work.
Let's run
Could
it.
work.
Put us
Yeah.
all in a bag of holding. Try to walk through the front door.
alrighty.
You're gonna obscure everybody
I can't obscure anybody.
by putting them in the bag of holding.
Oh yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, Raymond, Alia, the 2 of you into the bag.
I got a couple minutes.
Yeah, and you waltz up to the front door. You hear a guard like, "Halt! Who goes there?"
I'm a representative from the Church of Agni, High Priest. Just seeking some shelter.
How involved are you in the current organization, priest?
Of the church?
Yes.
Well, I've been out on mission for a couple months now. I haven't heard from the church in a while.
We have housing for you. The gate's open.
Thank you, sir. And waltz on in.
Yeah, you go in. There is a lot expected of you kind of in return. There's a lot of guys coming up with odd end ailments and complaints and
Yeah.
just general blessings that they ask. They ask for news about where you were, travel stories. A huge one with you Agni guys is always the travel stories.
Yeah.
Some people ask if you've got things to trade. You're not getting the privacy that you need right out the gate.
Yeah, I eat my food.
Yeah.
Double over a little bit. Like, oh, I'm just not used to this quality of food. It's too rich for my stomach.
Everybody
know?
laughs.
And I
The military
go,
guys know.
go find a
Go
little
to find the
privacy.
privy. Yeah. Yeah, you run off, you get into a little tight military style bathroom. You're the 5 of you ain't gonna fit in here.
That's all right. How far are we from like the main house? I'm sure there's an obvious, very government building.
There are multiple.
Hell
This is
yeah.
more like World War I style
Yeah.
fort concrete bunker kind of thing
Yeah.
than a medieval castle.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So there are multiple large concrete structures. They're not tall at all. 2, 3 stories at the absolute most.
Right.
And when you were first entering through, the fort is made generally in the shape of a star with aggressive slopes to then some flat walls, but not a whole lot in the way of actual verticality. And they are thick. You're talking, almost 100 foot of stone.
Okay.
Do you happen to see anything that might be like an ammunition storage conveniently placed against the wall?
Fireworks stand.
40 perception.
No, unfortunately, either stored within the wall or
Yeah.
underground.
Everything's kept pretty dry.
Everything's kept very dry and very secure from artillery style attacks.
Alrighty. Alright, I'll pop out of the restroom there.
Uh-huh.
So who's privacy's not great. Privacy's not great in any military base.
No, privacy is super not great.
How they are. Yeah, I find, someone semi-official looking.
Yeah, you find
Some of the more official
a captain
looking
around.
lad. Yeah,
Just on the gate.
can I speak with the commander? I'd just like to give my blessings to this fort. Bring virtue in these terror attacks that are happening.
She doesn't tend to see. We don't tend to get visitors. She doesn't tend to see the visitors we get. I will run it up the chain and see.
I would appreciate that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not every day that we get to meet the commanders either, but
He kind of straightens his shoulders, turns heel, and heads to a building.
Yeah.
It is not one of the big main concrete buildings, though.
Okay.
It is a smaller, but very secure still. Very
Okay.
unassuming style building.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is standard 2 lads posted up out front watching the door.
Yep.
Is it busy enough that I would go unnoticed to kind of be around that building?
I mean, it would be understandable if you were hovering near, because that's where your kind of goal is at the moment.
Yeah.
But the guards are paying more than close enough attention that you couldn't slip past them into the building.
Well, lads, what do we say? We just kick it off right here, We got a barrel of fuck you juice and a couple of lads in a bag.
Meet me in the courtyard, bitch.
I mean, shit. Like, if she's in the building, how does... I was gonna say, can you just throw the bag in
Yeet
there?
the
like,
bag
like,
in.
Throw the bag in there.
Walk
like a
up to the guards
Pokeball?
and they're like, "Hey, you can't come in." You're like, "Cool." Just throw
I
it down
mean-
the hall. Can I go get that?
I mean, yeah. Throw us like a fucking Pokeball.
Well, I don't know if that's how bags of holding
Ooh,
work.
ooh,
It does
ooh.
not. He has to actively retrieve you.
Okay. Oh, that's that. Okay. Because I was gonna say, if he throws the bag in there and then they go to search the bag and they open it and just 5 motherfuckers jump out.
Better question.
Yes.
Noxious fumes. Does it
Mhm.
have verbal components to cast?
No.
Okay. Does it smell?
Yeah, it's
Beautiful.
noxious.
Yeah, I cast my cast of noxious fumes on the guards stationed on the guards on the front.
Yeah, centered right around them.
Yeah.
Immediately, just like this fetid gasoline kind of smell starts filling the air, and they start looking at each other. Other soldiers are looking around, and it's like this immediate, something's weird, something's wrong. Those 2 guards pull into the building and start searching around. People, you got a brief moment of distraction.
Yeah.
If you want to duck past.
I also slip into the building with them.
Yeah.
And then I'll
Give
open
me-
the bag up.
Give me some kind of stealth in and
Yeah,
acrobatics
I actually
in.
do pretty okay with stealth.
Something like that.
32.
32. Yeah, you sneak and you get past that. You get pretty deep in and you notice that it's just a slope downwards.
Yeah.
It's kind of like those rumble stairs. You start making your way down, and just about the time that someone's like, "Hey, wait, you there?" You start
People out of bags.
pulling warriors out of bags. And guys, when we come back next week, we kick it off at Fort Lead. Thank you
Hell
guys
yeah.
for watching. We should be having Baldur's Gate tomorrow, barring any exigent circumstances, because those have been happening a lot lately. Like Friday, that is no longer happening because Wyatt's got a concert. And so no Attack on Titan finale, which is going to postpone. Helldivers, which is going to postpone. Red Steel, which postpones everything for Fridays.
Yeah.
But, that's the curse of the rotating DM seat. Good night.
Bye.
And goodbye.
Goodbye.
You're here. I'm here. We're here. Why haven't you liked, comment, or subscribed? Why? Why? I'm good.